Hi, welcome back to Healthy Atheist, where I'm reading journals. We are in the throes of the coronavirus here in March of 2020. This is real life, I guess. It seems a little odd to me, but that's where we're at. I have to move again, and I'm talking about moving. In this journal, moving is something I do a lot, and I'm getting sick of it. But enough of that. Anyway, we're in February of 2010. Well, my word, here I sit in my new room in Amy's new house. I'm actually glad about it, if you can believe it, which of course makes me think it'll go sour. Let's pray not. So I was at church last Saturday, and of course I saw that Mark W. with his girl, and I was thinking to myself, why in the world do I see him all the time now? But when I was in Hunt Pursuit, I never, hardly ever saw him, and what was with all the signs and junk? They weren't signs, Rachel. Anyway, so I convinced myself that I don't believe in signs. Then, for some reason, I had the idea to try and see if the list of first letters on the big screen formed a word. I remember this. This is dumb. I forget what they spelled, but it was something significant. See, I feel like you have a subconscious. Your subconscious is always tuned into stuff, and sometimes it speaks to your conscious. I don't know. This is just what I've concluded over the years. Anyway, and what do you suppose the last three letters spelled out? Joe. J-O-E. Oh yeah, I'm talking to this Joe. I still don't remember his name. What on earth is the deal? At this point, I hadn't heard from Joe all week, so as far as I was concerned, it was over. So I scrapped it and brushed it off. Then, on Wednesday, I was driving to Smith's from Bird, and I saw a car driving the other way with the other name, Kinnick, written on it, in large letters along the side. Oh, his name was Joe Kinnig. Kinnig. I forget how I pronounced it. What a sign, Rach. God has your favor. How did you ignore all those obvious signs? Of course, this got me to thinking, but I wasn't about to take it for anything. Earlier that day, Holly, Brooke, and Amy had all commented on Facebook regarding Shauna's comments, so I responded to them that evening, basically telling them it was all in the crapper. Shauna must have posted on Facebook, and everybody glommed onto it, apparently. Then I thought I'd email Joe just to see if he'd lost interest or was busy. I had it all typed out, but opted not to send it. Then I was going to text him something similar, but just decided to say, "Hi man, how's things going?" He didn't respond, and the next morning I was this close to deleting him because as far as I knew it was done. Then, while in class, I received a text from Natalie asking when I was coming over to get my stuff. She was home with a migraine. Guys, what happened? Oh my, what happened? Oh, it's a little page turner. So I told her, what? Migraine. So I told. A few minutes later, I received another text, and I figured it was Natalie. But wait, it wasn't. It was from Joe the Hottie. Did I think he was hot? I don't remember him. I think he was pretty average. You know who is hot? The girl I'm seeing now, her name's Becky. But I don't know. She's not, she's all the way in Illinois. It's going well, it's going weird, blah, I don't know, whatever. Turns out, he was out of town last weekend, then got stranded because of ice. What? I texted him back, so I guess he hasn't lost interest, but we'll see for sure. We'll see if time keeps going by before he texts me again. He's busy, but if he's into me, he'll make time. That I know for sure. I just want to meet him in person at least, just to see, that's all. Duh. Okay, February 8th. I'm supposed to be done drinking. But, I mean, I went for a bit, but here I am. Yeah, it's gross. I kind of want Becky to break up with me. She's going to break up with me if she finds out that I'm drinking. I'm sort of that way. I like decisions to be made for me. I have to decide where I'm going to move, and I don't want to. My mom wants me to buy their house. I don't want to. My nanny job is changing. Things are annoying, but they could be worse. I could have COVID-19. Maybe I do. February 8th. Saturday I went and watched the dumbest movie ever, Dear John. It was a dumb movie. So lame. However, the only highlight was the fact that I received a text from Joe during it and asked what night would work for coffee. Later I told him I had classes Monday through Thursday, but Wednesday at 8 would probably work. No response till yesterday, Sunday. Turns out he doesn't usually drink coffee and had never been to any of the places I mentioned earlier, so I told him Starbucks on Coliseum would be the easiest to find. Anyway, etc., etc. We're meeting Wednesday at 8 on Coliseum. I was tempted to tell Shauna and Holly, but fear it'll fall through. I have to tell them that. However, I did tell my girl Amy. She seemed less than thrilled and a bit pessimistic, which is understandable because if the roles were reversed, I'd definitely be a bit disappointed. Did you guys know, I don't know when you tuned in, but I have a major crush on this Amy girl. Now we're living together as roommates, obviously, of course. Best friends, obviously, of course. I may have to talk to her if I'm at all interested in this guy. I told her my expectations were extremely low, and they are. But I am excited to see him in real life and see if we click. I pray it doesn't fall through, because that'd be annoying. Annoying indeed. Anyhow, I exercised already. Now I have to zip up to Angola, then meet Dawn at 4 and grab her kids and go to class. I think I'll head to Bluffton tomorrow after my 6 o'clock class. I should dry my hair, get something to eat, and head out. February 11th. I met Joe! And of course I am somewhat disappointed. He's gained weight and went a bit gray and still has a stupid goatee. However, we seem to have a lot in common, but I didn't get the feeling he was all that into me, so I pretty much doubt he'll call. I suppose I'd be more excited if he'd A, shave that hideous goatee, B, lose some weight, C, color his hair so he doesn't look so much older than me. I told him I wasn't going to chase him, and I'm not, because honestly, I could take or leave him. He's been married before, and that's a shame. But I don't know if I'll ever find the guy. You won't. You're not going to, Rachel. Newsflash, you're gay. I may just end up here with Amy forever. That didn't happen. Unless she decides to like Sheeple and marry him. That's exactly what happened. They got married, they had 2 kids. Amy put up a bunch of pics above the cupboards. As far as I am concerned, they look hideous. So I went and bought some more to my liking and told her to check them out. We'll see if she likes them. They beat hers 100 times over. She's a bit too trendy for my taste. I would never decorate in browns and teals, black, nor would I be so matchy-matchy, double black. Oh well, we'll see what she thinks. I don't think she liked what I did. I think I just put in, I don't know, remember what I did. Whatever, I don't have the greatest interior design. But who cares? I'm constantly moving all the time, and it's annoying. February 12th. It's Friday, and once again I've got nothing to do. I was going to hang out with Sarah and Ashley, but they're going to go see Dear John, which I've already seen, and it's dumb. Amy didn't like my picture frame, so I'm stuck with ocean, monotone, blah. Isn't that funny how people have different tastes? That's funny to me. I should have went to Bluffton today, but instead, after my oil change and tire rotation, I returned those frames and came home and exercised and finished some artwork. I'm pleasantly surprised by my artistic ability. My work turns out fairly well, in my opinion. I skipped class today, but I just remembered I need to turn in my book cover out. Oops! I think I'll head over to CVS and get some ice cream or alcohol or hot chocolate cappuccino. I need another lamp for my room, then I'll be done decorating and spending. Maybe I'll go to Meijer or IPFW tomorrow while they're installing the water softener, which means I need to leave by 9 a.m. I'm so tempted to go to Bluffton, but this is so much further away now. No longer a quick zip down. Oh well, I'm babysitting Saturday, so after I'm done, I'll head that way. I just need to sit in boredom tonight, and tomorrow then hopefully have something to do tomorrow eve. I'll have church at least, then Amy will be home unless she finds other crap to do. Oh hell, oh well. February 18th. So I skipped class last night and this morning. I was in Bluffton. I fear I'm slightly annoyed at Amy, mainly because her kitchen decorations are hideous. Rach, they're only hideous to you. She likes them. Calm down. You have bigger problems. But I need to get over that. I was debating during piano lesson whether or not to go to Mom's or head back to Fort Wayne. Amy's small group girls would be over, and frankly, I did not want to mess with it, so I opted for Mom's in the end, and I think I made the right choice. Even though Sue's was there, the laptop was gone, etc., etc. At least I got my baking done, got some more groceries, and alcohol. Now I have to motivate myself to class. Yeah, I think I've mentioned this before. That's 2010 when I started hanging out with Amy Yours. That's when my drinking began. But my drinking is coming to a close, and that's a good thing. Even though...
It was at that moment that I first realized Elaine had doubts about our relationship. And that, as much as anything else, led to my drinking problem. We did come back to the state.
I don't know. Maybe I'll edit this out. At least the swallowing sound I'll get rid of, if you hear it. For which I plan to leave early. Tomorrow I'll go to school and either hit gates after or come here and exercise. I weighed myself at the Smiths yesterday and weighed 142. I don't know if I'll ever get to 135. By the way, I heard from Joe. He emailed me and was wondering if I was even interested in him. I gave off an uninterested vibe, apparently, or if it was just my laid-backness. I told him it was my laid-backness. Anyway, he wants to do dinner. I assume make it from his other email. But next week is probably no good. I have school, then get to stay with the Smiths all weekend. I'll maybe skip a Monday, Wednesday class. The following week? Tell me if people are getting together to see Shutter Island? I may invite Dan and Ryan along. Maybe. Oh, the young ones from IPFW. I don't know. There's absolutely no reason I should spend a Friday or Saturday night alone. I've got people to call and or visit, so it just shouldn't happen. But I'm an introvert. I like to be by myself. I had a glass of wine earlier today, Shiraz, and I'm awfully tired now. I think I'll take a nap for a bit. February 21st. It's Sunday afternoon. I have extremely wasted my day thus far, but come 2 o'clock, I'm going to meet Sarah and we're going to head over to Nate Norris's, where he will hopefully help us with our editing and junk. If it doesn't help, I think we'll drop the course, perhaps. But I'm thinking it'll help. Otherwise, I would have never had the idea. At first, I asked Joe about his knowledge. He has little. Then it occurred to me to ask Nate, and he has lots. Even lots about Final Cut. This is hopefully the solution to our headache. I'm constantly feeling like a lazy louse because I'm not ever as busy as Amy. We really don't have a lot to talk about either, unless she has a rougher day. This is just no good. No good at all. Just no stinking good. February 23rd. Well, Nate Norris bailed on us, which I knew it was too good to be true, so now I think we'll just drop the class. Sarah got confirmation and I'll just follow suit. I'll get back to piano this summer and maybe do more painting or hopefully land some sort of job. Anyhow, I got back last night after class and Amy was home. She was eating and said, I should have drank instead of ate. Then I asked her what she wanted, either margaritas or wine. I gave her wine and I finished the margaritas. I'm getting myself into a bit of a pickle with this girl. Stop reading now if you don't want to be grossed out. Or fast forward. Actually, I'm going to write it somewhere else and then throw it away just in case. What did you write, Rachel? What did you write? Huh? What was so scandalous that you couldn't bear to put it on the pages of this journal? That you had a crush on her? Huh? You're a lesbian? Huh? February 26th. I'm at the Smiths for the weekend, sitting in their giant bed listening to Hannah's music play in her room. The same CD that played when she was a baby. What? I guess, yeah. Rachel is at Life's slumber party. I get to get her bright and early. I'm not sure what we'll do tomorrow. I know I have to clean the basement and kitchen, etc., so I'll at least do that. I may also run on their treadmill. Speaking of treadmills, I think I may be getting a free one from a Chris Pulver. This short little character sells exercise equipment and mentioned he gets some for free occasionally. So I told Ashley to tell him to put me on the list and then put me at the top. Never thinking it'd fly, but he wrote it on Facebook that I'm on the list, and once again I told him to move me to the top. I also said a flippant prayer that it'd all work out. Anyhow, he wrote again that I must have been praying hard because some dude wants to give him his treadmill in a few weeks and that it's mine once he tweaks it a bit. I think he might have a bit of a crush, and that's why he's willing to do it. Plus, he said, I owe him, which is fine. I hope it's not a piece of junk. It was a piece of junk. It didn't work very long. I'm so tired. I ate way too much supper. We went to A1 Kitchen, Yak. I'm supposed to meet with Joe again on Wednesday, but maybe I can switch it to Tuesday. Maybe. What's wrong? Maybe I'll text him. I didn't even know why I'm bothering. Oh well, I once again need to write to the end of this page. I also fear I need to spill my guts to my Amy, otherwise I'll continue this rigmarole life. To be continued. Yes, the rigmarole continued. Everything continues, nothing. Whatever. I'm in a slump. It's annoying. Ugh, I have to move. Oh, we're in March. Yay. How much do I write in March? Maybe I'll just get through March. This, the vitamin, blah, what I'm doing right now is taking time. Why am I doing this? Nobody's even watching. And I'm wearing a green shirt with a green background. I can't key it out. I don't look dumb, right? March 2nd. I actually ran outside today. It's a majorly ugly route, mainly because I live in an ugly neighborhood and it's brown outside. But other than that, I ran for 38 minutes. Not bad for having not run in a while or so. I just didn't want to go to Gates and the sun was shining and it was bitter. What? And it wasn't bitter out, so I geared up and ran outside at least 4 miles. I'm going to meet Ashley for coffee. Hopefully she'll be able to do the Campus Life Florida trip. Otherwise, I'm not so sure. She did. It was a fun trip. She made it fun. She's a fun lady. I don't know what she's doing now, but I think she's married with a kid. She's fun. I went to Andre's last night and watched The Bachelor with Sarah Clinton Lita. I almost texted Amy, but opted not. When I got home, she was already in bed. I did, but didn't want to bug her. I thought maybe she'd come out, but no. I've come to realize that I am indeed very analytical, and not everyone is like that. I simply analyze everything and try to read into every little thing. Hopefully she'll be home at a decent time and I can get her to crack. I need to text Joe and confirm tomorrow. We'll see what happens. I'm annoyed at my pick professor. He gave me a C+ on my last photo. Sheesh, whatever. I get to babysit this Saturday, thank the Lord. I need to make and keep better track of my money. Babysitting the Smiths went well. Hopefully I'll be able to do it again. I need to go jean shopping. My stupid jeans don't fit and I hate my belts, but I need to lose my waistline first. Yeah, whatever. I met with Joe again last night for margaritas at Savoya's. The guy's definitely growing on me. He's definitely knowledgeable and solid in his faith. He walked me to my car and I interlocked my arm in his because that's kind of what I do when I halfway like someone. He wanted to do something Saturday, but turns out he already had plans. Probably a date with another girl. He's got several on the line, which really doesn't bother me because at the same time, it does, sort of. I just have to wait and see what happens. I'm definitely not mad crushing on him. He needs to shed that goatee and the pounds, then I'll be more into his looks anyway. Rach, you're shallow and superficial, especially at that age when it came to guys. Why? Well, yeah, because you don't like them. You're not attracted to them. You don't like them. I just don't understand why he would be my one. There's no glaringly obvious reason. I always wanted to be able to explain why I was single for this long. Oh well, I'm jumping ahead of myself, and that's what I do. I think we'll meet again next Wednesday. I just don't know. I'm probably a little more flirty than I should be. Oh well. Well, I went over to Joe's last night. I was supposed to go for dinner, but had to work later for the Smiths, so I texted him and told him I'd have to forego dinner. But I'd still bring some wine. He has a fairly solid house in what seemed to be a nice neighborhood. It was dark, so I couldn't tell 100%. I'm just not sure about this. I mean, he is perfect, it seems on paper. We're a good match, and I could see marrying him, but I have this nagging crush. It's just not fair. When I see him, I am immediately attracted to his face and his height, but his goatee and weight need to leave. I told him I didn't like goatees. He asked what's the first thing I noticed about guys. I replied probably hair, then facial hair, and that's when I had to say I don't like goatees and explain my reasoning, etc., etc. He may shave it. He better if he wants to kiss. I've decided that'll be my rule. Don't kiss guys with goatees. That's a good rule, H. If my other crush was nicer to me, I would acknowledge me more, then I'd really be in a bind. But Lord knows I prayed for a guy, otherwise I'd put myself in a lot of trouble. And here he is, almost miraculously. And of course he has to be falling hard, which is good. But I'm afraid of what might happen and what might come out, blah, blah, blah. It's just not fair. Not fair for me, not fair for him, and not fair for them. It's just not fair. March 15th. Okay, so today's March 16th of 2020. It's basically 10 years ago to the day, almost, pretty much. Okay, so I saw Mark W. at church again. He was there alone, and I had the perfect opportunity to talk to him, but I opted not. Stupid Mark Worrell, Rach. Drop it already. I am very attracted to him, unlike Joe or Brendan. But who knows if it's meant to be? It's not meant to be, obviously. I sure don't even, though I hope. Huh? It's so frustrating. I feel like I have to fake attraction to Joe. It's just like Brendan all over again. I mean, Joe is a solid guy. We match fairly well, except that I'm not at all that attracted to him. I suppose I'll let it carry on. Maybe it'll come. Meanwhile, I pray for Mark and look him up on Facebook, or for some miracle he talks to me at church. He's not going to talk to you. You're a doofus. When he's there without his fake blonde girl. He likes blondes, obviously. Everybody likes blondes. I just don't think that was his wife. I think I'd like to be his wife. Maybe he lives in this neighborhood and I'll run into him. What are the flippin' odds of that? Anyway, I'll just let it be and not let it consume me. I'm going to visit Brooke and Amy tomorrow. That should be fun. I'll probably spill my guts and get them to pray on it too. If I ever get another perfect opportunity to talk, I should probably take it. talk to Mark, because in reality, what have I got to lose? Amy's dumb dad didn't hang my pictures because they need books. The heck they do! Why the crap does he have to make everything so complicated? Retarded! I'm so frustrated about that as well. I'm going to find a dude with a stud finder, and I'll just do it. Amy's dad can sit on it, stupid. I'm going on spring break with middle school, and wouldn't you know it, I'll be on my goddamn period, which may explain all this frustration. At least Ashley is coming, so that'll make it more fun for me. I just hope it's sunshiny warm. I have to go to class tonight. I thought about texting Joe and going over there after, but I better not, especially since I'm going to marry Mark. How did I get back on this Mark guy? Because you saw him at church. I'm the one that is so stupid, dumb, and retarded. I'm such the fool. March 20th. So I talked to Amy about all the frustration I had about the pictures. It's pretty much we'll agree to disagree as long as her dad isn't annoyed by always having to come back, which is what really annoyed me, but I didn't tell her that. Anyhow, yesterday I leave to go to class and see that my door is dented in. Just a giant dent in my door. Oh yeah, somebody hit my car. Did I figure out who did it? I think I did, because I went and left notes at the neighbor's house. I rang the first bell and woke up the lady. She seemed shocked at the sight of my door before I even mentioned it, and said it looked fine at 5 a.m. when all her roommates were leaving. There's 4 people living there, none of which are married. Interesting. Anyway, she said she'd ask her people. So I went to the giant cardboard houses next and rang those bells, and no one answered. So I take my notes to their handles. Hey there, do you have any idea who hit the driver's side door of my silver Honda and ran? If it was you, please fess up. Thanks. Your neighbor at 12:30:15. Needless to say, I was uber annoyed, thinking I'd have to pay for this. I went ahead and made arrangements for repairs. It was going to be at least $1,000 because that's my deductible. Couldn't figure out why this would happen. Why did God allow it? But I figured it was some sort of punishment. So I get back home about 2 and my doorbell rings. I had prayed that someone would come forward, but I figured they wouldn't. It was our neighbor, a short little guy. I guess his son hit it with his van and didn't think he'd hit it that hard. Thankfully, I left my notes because that dad found it and checked his van, which the bumper was scuffed, and his wife texted the boy, who later apologized. Thank God it all worked out. Yay, God, look at how you work and operate. You're so great. You're so great, God, huh? I thought sure it was the next doors with their giant trucks and whatnot. Well, I'm off to Florida. I pray that the weather will be super fab, and then when I get back, I'll take my car for repairs and get a rental, and all is easy breezy lemon squeezy, the way my life usually rolls. I hung out with Joe again. I'm just not feeling it. I just can't shake this Mark long shot. I pray to God that if I get another perfect opportunity to talk to him, I'm taking it, and hopefully God has dropped me into his mind, spirit, heart, or whatever, so it won't be so out of the clear blue sea of desperado. I broke the glass out of my Andrea frame. I lost my balance and leaned onto it, which caused it to break. Amy noticed, which I wanted her to, and I said, too bad it wasn't hanging already, to which she just sarcastically said, oh, too bad. That's funny. We have a bit of a running joke about how they love to make things difficult and complicated while I cut every corner I can. I need to shower and whatnot, and maybe join Beck and Sarah shopping, but first I must fill this page. There, I did it. Alright, last day of March 26th. Well, I got back from spring break. Let's just say thank the Lord Ashley came along. She definitely made the trip uber fun. We had one good sunny day, even though it was windy. I've decided this will be the last trip I help with because Eric Lehman is a punk. He doesn't like my style of interacting with the kids. He thinks I only go to get a tan, which is part true, but the real reason I go is because they need help. I must not go next year. It's not worth it for me to have Eric questioning my motives and whatnot. I'll tell Skip this and he can relay it to Eric, the dork. I'm not the only one who feels this way, that's for true. Granted, I'm not the best chaperone, but there's definitely worse, I'm sure. Anyway, Amy's dad hung my pictures. They're a bit higher than I'd like, but what can I do? At least they're hung. I really can't believe how well me and Ashley click. We just feed off each other and I laugh. She's super fun. So I got home here and thought about going to class, but opted not. Instead, I exercised and cleaned. Then Amy came home and we chatted, eated, and drank some wine. Then she left for the club soda. I'm babysitting on Sunday, so I'll go to church tomorrow night, then probably hang out here or somewhere. Then head to Bluffton on Sunday, depending on when I need to go to the Smiths. I have to get my car to the shop at some point on Monday. We'll see what plays out. Rachel James became my friend on Facebook. Now I have to plot and scheme. Her and Clint's getting together. No, Clint, no, Rachel, no. I'm just afraid Ashley's too good to be true. I need to brush my teeth and go to bed. I'm tired for real. Okay, we're stopping there at April 1st. Okay, guys, hi. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe and share on your other media platforms because we all know how interesting this is and how entertaining it is. Soon my sister will have her mental breakdown. I probably write about it. We'll probably write about me and Amy's falling out. Get all confused about that. And life here now is interesting again. Like I said, I'm dating Becky. So pretty. But whatever, we'll see. Okay, bye.